Since the book The Secret was released back in 2006, the law of attraction and law of manifestation became quite a popular concept, and they tell you that you can have pretty much any wish fulfilled by the universe. But in reality, is that so simple? Personally, I find it way more complex than that, so today I'll be sharing some reasons why sometimes it can be quite hard and difficult to manifest the things you want in life. If you are familiar with quantum physics principles, it's easy to understand that reality is a projection of our consciousness and that we have an infinite number of parallel realities to choose from. All we have to do is to shift in the reality that we prefer, and we can do that by visualizing and feeling the things that we want. Technically, that's quite simple, but in reality, why is it so hard sometimes? To give you a short answer, it is because you have to shift your total consciousness vibration, and your conscious mind alone is only a tiny bit portion of it. And even if your conscious mind alone could shift your whole vibration into the reality you prefer, usually the way it behaves can be quite confusing. The language of the universe is frequency and vibration, so when you want something but you are getting frustrated because it's not happening, you have this tug-of-war happening inside you, and that messes up your vibration. So how can you wish for a clear outcome if you are sending mixed signals? Besides your conscious mind, you have to consider your subconscious limitations and your higher self, because they form the vast majority of your total consciousness. So to give you a more elaborated answer, I'll talk about them in more details. If you studied metaphysics before, I'm sure you heard that Earth is a school of dualities and limitations, and that means that everything here happens in pairs: good, bad, light, darkness, male, female, and you have layers and layers of limitations that are placed upon you when you are growing up on this planet. These limitations end up forming your subconscious mind belief system. So basically, for each and every aspect of your life, you have a bunch of beliefs that determine the way you experience physical reality. Some of them you might be aware, most of them probably you are not. You might work on a few of them and manage to change them quickly. Others, you might work on them for a lifetime and still not be able to do so. You also have to consider that for one thing that you want to manifest, probably you have to break through multiple limiting beliefs, and sometimes that's just not easy. Especially because most of us, we need to see it first and then we can believe it. And the universe works in the opposite direction. You have to believe first and then you can see in your physical reality. If you'd like to learn how to identify your limiting beliefs and how to break free from them, I made a video specifically about that. Have a look at it later. Now, let's talk about your higher consciousness, your soul. When it decides to come here and have this human earthly experience, it makes a lot of choices about the things it wants to learn. And some of these choices, sometimes they're not easy at all, because the human logic is quite different than the soul logic. So where we see pain and suffering, the soul sees learn, growth, and expansion. There are many examples about this. I'll mention two that I find very inspiring. Helen Keller, she had no sight and no hearing, and Stephen Hawking. Both of them had huge physical disabilities, and still they managed to grow beyond them and achieve great things in life. What I'm saying is, your soul has made a lot of choices when it decides to come here to this earthly school. So it works like a sort of a curriculum with everything it wants to go through. Sometimes what you want is on that list, very often it is not. And if that's the case, the question is, can you really manifest what you want then? I would say it depends. If it is something that doesn't make a difference for your soul plan, then probably you can even manifest quite easily. Now, if it goes against the plan, then the story is different. There are things that you can control and things that you cannot. So let's say you have a dream job, but it's not aligned with you. And it doesn't depend only on you. You need the company to hire you. So on this case, most likely your higher consciousness wins and you will not get the job. Now, let's say that your soul doesn't have a marriage agreement, but you want to get married. That's something quite easy to control. You just need to meet a decent person and make it happen. Though I should warn you, if it's not aligned with you and you have to force opposite, there are good chances it will end up being a difficult journey. Very often we want the things because of our social conditioning, but they are not necessarily good for us. How many times did you feel grateful for not getting the things you wanted in the past? You might not be able to manifest everything you want, especially when it comes from your ego, but for sure, you'll always manifest everything you need. The last thing I will mention today, if you want something, you have to take action. You cannot ask to win the lottery if you don't play. You gotta work on yourself to become compatible with the vibration of the things that you want to manifest, because in the universe, similar energies attract each other. A classic example is when people want to have a healthy relationship, but they don't have a healthy relationship with themselves first. How could they attract that? And even if they would meet someone that could give them that, how could they recognize something that they don't know what it is? So keep it in mind, it is very important. You have to become what you want to attract. If you got to the end of this video, I hope you can understand better why it can be quite hard to manifest sometimes, and I really wish from the bottom of my heart that you can manifest everything that you want in your life. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.